Alright, so welcome to our next tutorial on creating your videos for BH1. Sometimes we like to use external, like third-party videos in our productions. I'll give you some examples of that. Let's say we were doing a movie review. We want to get some video clips from that movie. Obviously, we're not going to go to the theater and take a camcorder out and record the movie on the big screen. That's illegal. Let's say that there's a video journalism segment done by one of our local news companies, like WALA, Fox 10, or WKRG, and they have some of their stuff on YouTube. Maybe they did a news report, and then we're doing kind of a maybe a spin-off of that to see how it applies to Baker. We've done something like that before. So we want to get some videos maybe from YouTube to add to our video. Now this can be done through fair use. Of course, if we're using it for education purposes or criticism, things of that nature. Now we're not going to take this work and use it as our own, right? We're going to take it and give credit for who actually originally produced it. So this is what we do. We have our project open, but we're actually going to have to go to YouTube. Okay, and from YouTube we're going to search for, let's just pull up Fox 10's YouTube page. Okay, so they've got a report here on Star Wars is back. Okay, so we're going to let the ad play real quick, because there's tons of those.
After more than 2 years, Star Wars The Last Jedi has arrived in theaters.
So there we go. Alright, so let's say we want this video to use in our video. So we go to our address bar, and right in front of the Y in YouTube we add the letters SS. When we hit enter, it's going to take us to this website that has the video here, but we're not going to download the app. We don't want that. We're going to download the video in browser. So when you click that, it's going to take a second. It's going to think a little bit, and then when it's finished, boom, there we go. It pops up with our link. It asks us how we want to download it. It gives us some options. You're always going to want to download it in MP4. Usually the default is 720. This one defaulted to 360, but 720 is perfect. That's the one that we want. So when it starts downloading, it's going to pop up down here. Or if you're using Internet Explorer, it's going to have a dialog pop up asking you if you want to save or save as. Always save as and save it to your folder that's on the desktop. If you're downloading it in Chrome, you want to click this little arrow here. This is our video. We're going to show in folder, and there it is. Okay, down here we're going to right click, we're going to cut it, and we're going to go to our folder. This is our desktop folder with all of our video files, and we're going to paste it in there. Now I'm done with Chrome, so I can close out of it. Here's my desktop video folder. Here's Premiere open. I'm going to drag that YouTube video into my folder here for organization purposes, right? And now it's here to use in Premiere. We drag it in. Make sure we drag it where there's room. Remember, if I drop it here, it's going to overwrite what's underneath it. So let's do this just to be safe. Let's scale out a little bit so that we can get a full view of what's in our timeline. Now we can drag our video in, drop it, and there it is. Now, this is something that we're going to run into. You'll run into fairly often anytime, sorry about that, you're using outside videos like from YouTube or something. This one saved in 360, but our title sequence, or our sequence here for our video, I believe is 720. So we have an issue where our video is smaller than the frame size that we're using. That's why you see this big black area around your video that you imported off of YouTube. So a way to fix that is we right click on the video in the sequence and select scale to frame size. So now that video fills up the entire program window there.
Work in film, and it's because of Star Wars.
Looking to get a good seat, die-hard fans of the
Okay, now we do this, we do want to include a title on here, at the top, courtesy of Fox 10. They do, of course, they have their logo down here that we can use as well, but we got to remember that we're not just pulling videos and then using the entire thing. We have to use short clips from it. We can reference it, again, for review, criticism, educational purposes, things of that nature. That all falls under fair use. And then, obviously, we're not going to monetize anything off of this as well. But sometimes it is something to add some, not everything's about monetization. We want to use our resources to have the best possible product we can. Now, if I wanted to, I can now manipulate this video just like we do our video clips that we record on the camera. So let me move it over here. I can create a voiceover or just an audio file from it. I can write unlink, move the audio over, and now the audio plays.
The Last Jedi.
It's always a big night that has young and old
So we took
returning.
their audio but had a different video, and then likewise we could take the video from it, put it over a different video, and that video begins playing again where the red line is in our timeline or sequence. Okay, so that's how we utilize YouTube videos for just supplemental content for our footage. If we reference something that we need a clip for, YouTube's a great resource to use. Again, you're only using little snippets of it. We're not using the entire thing. And it all has to fit into what we're doing, again, for review, critique, or education. Some sort of purpose there, not just because we want to.